right, everybody. Hello, Board Game Man here. And as you can see, we're still boxing up stuff. And I'm getting there. You know, little by little, getting there. Luckily, our moving date isn't until October 22nd, so I've got some time. Got plenty of time here. But I thought I'd just start getting this stuff in here early. Just because I knew this was going to take some time. So, and this is stuff that we don't have to pack last minute, like a lot of other stuff that we're going to have to do. So, but yeah, we're getting excited for Tennessee day after day. And just every day we're getting that little bit closer. So pretty exciting stuff. It's going to be interesting. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the unboxing. And we're going to do boxing. 3 boxes this time. We're going to do a large box. I got 2 medium boxes from the Home Depot. And let's get right to it. So the first one, since this is a huge box, and it'll be a great one to have on the bottom, is Mystery Mansion Game. Yeah. So I have not played this yet, and it looks like a boatload of fun. I know I've seen, was it Norm from the Board Game Museum? I've seen, Matt Wilkins do this game, and they just absolutely love this game. So when I found this, I was excited to find it. And I'm trying to remember how I found this. I think it was from Facebook Marketplace, I believe. The guy had a few games, and I got this for hardly anything. So that was pretty awesome. And it's complete and it works. So I made sure I took the battery out of that because, I don't want batteries sitting in there and because of the leads were perfect in there. So, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and put this on the bottom of the box. This will be the first of the large box. That thing just barely, it's like barely fits in there. All right, next one is going to be Conglomerate. It's big risk, big game. The game for all you would-be entrepreneurs and those who already are. So this is Conglomerate. So I have not done an episode on this one as of yet. That in there. Next one is Arbitrage. This is another one of those good old stock trading games. There's a lot of these games out there. So Arbitrage. This one I have not done an episode on. And I think this was a part of a lot that I purchased from somebody. And this just so happened to be in there too. So, all right. Let's put that in the box. Our next large box is Landslide. Now, I believe Norma's done this one, I believe, from the Board Game Museum. I think I've seen this on his channel. This is when you're running for president, the game of politics. So this looks like a pretty cool game. And I have not done an episode on this as of yet as well. All right. Lost Gold. Parker Brothers Hidden Treasure Game. This is actually a pretty cool game. I have done an episode on this. And it's a cool little game where you have this little gold finder. And what you do is when you roll the dice, you move it so many spaces, and it tells you whether you found gold or not. And then you have to try to figure out which space on the map is where the little gold nuggets are. Here are the little gold nuggets right here. And it's really cool. I mean, really, really nice little setup they have here. So that's Lost Gold. I have done an episode on this, so if you're curious about this game, go ahead and check out the channel. I have it in there. You can take a peek at it. All right. Now, next, let's do Double Track. This is another big box here. Double Track. Who's really ahead in this game of shortcuts and surprises? So here is this game right here. I have not done an episode on this as of yet as well, but we'll get to it. I will get to it in Tennessee. All right. Next long box. We're going to do The Boss. This is another big box right here. This is the wheelin' dealin' game of big business intrigue where firing the boss is all part of the fun. The Boss. So I have not done an episode on this one yet, but in time it will be done. The Boss. Okay. Next one. Good old Ruffhouse. I have done an episode on this. It's a really cool little game where you have you're getting zapped and double crossed and all that good stuff. So this is a pretty cool little game. If you don't remember, this was the board, how it looked. And I got Easy Street and all those other ones. Really cool little game. Very, very unique game. So that is Ruffhouse. Next one is Foreign Exchange. It is the international money game. So this one I have not even played. I have no idea how to play this one. This is one of those that was in a lot that I purchased, and this was in there. And I wish there was a picture on it, but there's no picture of it on there. But Foreign Exchange, we will eventually get to it. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, here we go. Got a couple here. We got Squeeze the Juice. Yes, it is the O.J. Simpson board game. Squeeze the Juice. It says here, the game where lawyers get rich and justice comes at a hefty price. So, very interesting. I can't believe I found this. I think it was on Facebook Marketplace, I believe. I'm like, I got to get that. So, this will be a very interesting one to show you guys. And I have not done an episode on this yet, but this will be coming up pretty soon. Okay, I think that's all we can really fit in there. Let's get some smaller ones in there. Let's go ahead and let's throw Temple Run. Temple Run is a very, very fun game. And this is the Danger Chase game. And yeah, it comes with a little tiki guy, which is really cool. It's Electronic Idol that is in this game. I know Matt has talked very highly about this game, so this is a great game to have. Put that right down the side. And then we have Black Box. This is the ultimate game of hide and seek. I know Norm from the Board Game Channel has done a review on this. This is a very interesting game. A little involved. I remember I watched this episode. I'm like, wow, there is a lot going on in this game. Whether I will ever understand it, I have no idea, but it just fascinates me just the way it looks. Here's how the game board looks. And yeah, very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting. Boy, these two are like having a romantic evening with the fire going, playing Black Box. I don't know if that is real. I don't know if you'd be playing Black Box when a romantic night by the fire. But, you know, hey, to each its own. Okay. I'm going to put that in there. And let's see. Let's go ahead and go with Domain. Domain, I have done an episode on this. This is when you're trying to pretty much take over the board. And when you put your piece next to somebody else's, it flips over to your color. So very cool little game. But I have done an episode on this, so if you're interested in this one, check it out. Okay. Let's see if I can do anything more in here. I don't know if I can really do much of anything. There's, oh, no, this might be able to fit in there. Let's fit in there. Yeah, we fit this. It's Walt Disney Mastermind. So there's not just a regular Mastermind, but you have the Walt Disney Mastermind. And this one has, let me see if I can find out what is in here. It has Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Pinocchio, Jiminy Cricket, red clue mushrooms, and green clue mushrooms. So, very interesting stuff in Walt Disney Mastermind. Okay, that is going to do it for the big box. Go ahead and seal this bad boy up. I'm going to slide this under there, and I will do that later. Let me go grab a medium box, and we'll continue this. Okay, here we go. All right. So let's go ahead and continue to box number 2. This is a little smaller box. I got a little smaller ones. This is Gold Rush by Condor Games. Be a gold prospector. Explore wild territory. Strike it rich. Stake your claim. Rush your gold to the bank. Be ready for holdups. Ambush anyone who carries gold. Shoot it out. Winner takes all. Yeah, I'm all in, man. So this is Gold Rush. I have not done an episode on this. Is there pictures in the back here? No pictures, unfortunately. These real old ones don't really have pictures in the back, unfortunately. But there you go. There is Gold Rush. We're going to put this on the bottom of the box here. Whoops, I saw something slide out. Oh, we got some cards that slid out. I might have to do something with this because I don't want this falling apart on me. So unfortunately, the bottom box is not in the best. The bottom part of the box is not in the best shape. Mainly why I want this on the bottom. There we go. Just try not to tip it when I put it in here. Yeah, there we go. All right, perfect. Next one. Tycoon. This box is still sealed. I just got this not too long ago from a guy on OfferUp, as a matter of fact. And this is the Rags to Riches game. Let's see, here is... Actually, you should recognize this guy. That's Michael Gross from Family Ties. He's actually made it on the back of the cover here. And he's just all smiles. I think he just won the game, looks like. Anyway, it's Tycoon, the Rags to Riches game. So let's put this in the box. All right. Next one. Go ahead and throw Tiny Towns in here. Good old Tiny Towns. This is a wonderful, wonderful game. Very, very fun game to do. When you're putting together towns, you're putting down... one player mentions what kind of... Like, you want to put, like... what was it? What do they have in here? I'm trying to remember if it's... I know there's resources in here. I'm trying to remember what the resources were. Like wood, And for the life of me, I don't remember what they are. But anyways, each player says what they want to put down. You put it down, then you end up making a building. Really great little game. Tiny Towns. Let's go ahead and throw this in here. All right. Next one, the Game of 49. This is a pretty cool game. I don't believe I've done an episode on this. I don't think so. It's getting to the point I have quite a few episodes on there. Now I'm trying to think, oh, do I have an episode on that? And I have to look back on the episode to see if I've done that. So I don't believe I have. So this is the Game of 49. We're going to go ahead and place in there. All right. The next one. Azul. This is a great tile placing game. I have done an episode on this. This is the only version I own. I think there's about 3 or 4 different versions of this game out there. But all I have is the original. So eventually I'll get those other ones and show you how to play those. But I have done an episode on Azul. This is a classic game right here. This is a great, great tile placing game. And yeah, I highly recommend you play it. It's a really, really cool game. Put that in there. All right. Let's see. What do we go to next? Let's do this one. This is the League of Pirates, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End Edition. This is actually a pretty cool one. I think I found this at Savers for a couple bucks. That's exactly what it's called, the League of Pirates. It's a fast-paced game of cutthroat action. Arr! All right, put that in there. All right, like that. There we go. Okay, next one. Let's see, will this fit in there? Actually, we got to do a lower one here. We got to do a smaller box. It's like playing Tetris in here. Here we go. Keeping it sexy. Yeah. This is a cooperative game that you play. And you're just trying to keep him in business, man. You got to keep him playing. You don't want him to get all bummed out and not win. See, it says, help Kenny G, the world-renowned saxophone superstar, keep his groove through a hectic day. Yes, and you can see I have not played this because it is still sealed. And I believe I got this at Goodwill, actually. They you can tell by their Sharpie marks that they like to throw on these things. And I believe this was $10, but I think it was like yellow was like the color of the day, so you get half off. So I believe I got this for $5. So, but it's in a cooperative game. Pretty funny little game. At least I've seen it on. I've seen a couple episodes of other people, and it looks like a pretty fun little game. Okay, here is Bricks. This game is pretty much what you're trying to do. You can either play by colors or you can play by X or O. And but the thing is, when you're laying down a block, you're actually putting one of your opponent's blocks down as well, because each one of these orange and blues are connected. So not only are you playing for yourself, but you're playing for your opponent as well. And you can choose either to do X's and O's or orange and blue. So it's a pretty cool little game. Bricks. Okay. Next one. Let's see, will this fit in there? Yeah, well. Monopoly Go Green. I don't have too many Monopolies except for little spin-offs like free parking and some other ones. This one I saw on Norm's channel. And I was fascinated with this one for some odd reason. This one is actually really, really cool. Where all the pieces, you can, it's actually 2 properties per color. Which normally it's 3. And you got wood greenhouses, wood dice, and all the tokens are made with plant-based plastic. So, very interesting. So I thought, you know what? Why not? So I got this at Walmart, and they only had a couple left. So, but yeah, Monopoly Go Green. I thought that's a very interesting Monopoly game. So I went ahead and picked it up. I don't really play Monopoly much anymore, but that's kind of a cool little version. Very, very different. Okay. Let us move on to the next one, which is going to be, let's do that one. We got World Series of Yahtzee. This is a pretty fun game. This is when you're trying to get you're all racing to try to get whatever this is, and then you hit the button, and the other players have a certain amount of time to do it as well. So this is a pretty cool game. I have not shown this on my Facebook page. Woo! YouTube. I have not shown this yet. Because I do want to do like a Yahtzee series where I do a lot of the Yahtzee games that I have and do all of them back to back to back like that. So eventually I'm going to do that. So World Series of Yahtzee. Okay. Well, you know what? If you got World Series Yahtzee, you might as well put the good old classic Yahtzee in there. This one needs no introduction. I'll throw that in there right there. That'll fit in there perfectly. Okay, let's see what we got next. Let's go ahead and go with Psychopaths. This is the game puzzle people play. This is an older one where you put a piece down and it connects. Kind of reminds me of Suro, kind of, sorta. I mean, you don't have pieces going around. But, yeah, it looks like a really cool little game. It's definitely different. Everyone loves Psychopaths. I don't know, do you? Anyway, this is a very different game. I have not done an episode on this yet. And I think that'll probably be a short one. You connect the pieces. Okay, we're done. All right. Yeah, let's see. What else can we put in here? That's a little small. That might fit. Let's fit in there. Yeah. We're going to do Triominoes Deluxe. So we got the, not just Triominoes, but the deluxe version. So, and I believe this was either a Target or Walmart. Yeah, I went ahead and picked it up. And no, I have not done an episode on Triominoes yet. Okay. Put that in there, and we are done with this box. So this medium box is now done. Okay, let's go to our third and final box of this episode. Okay, here we go. And I think this one's too long for it. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, go for it. This is a great little game. I remember I had this when I was a kid, and like I said in the previous episode, who knows what happened to those games when I was a kid. Probably tossed out when we moved from Cyprus to Lake Elsinore, probably. But yeah, this is a great little game. In fact, this is the game that Matt Wilkins has on his channel. He calls it the Yuppie game. And when I saw his episode and he said Yuppie game, I just lost it. It was so darn funny. But like he says in his episode, this oozes the 80s. I mean, it oozes 80s. But what a great little game, because it actually rewards you for your birthday. You actually put a little birthday marker on the week of your birthday. And you get a special, I think you get a special, like, I don't know if you get money or, I'm trying to remember what the reward is, but you get some kind of reward when you land on your birthday. That's pretty cool, huh? You tell me any other game that does that. Yeah, you can't. All right, so go for it. Let's see, and then the next one. Let's look at the next. You know, I wonder if any of these will fit in there. Is Finance. Parker Brother game for the whole family. I have not done an episode on this yet. Finance is definitely an older version of Finance. I know they've had other versions of this. And by Parker Brothers. So let's go ahead and throw this in there. Okay. Next one is a good old-fashioned Careers. This is a great game as well. Haven't got to an episode on this yet. Got so many games over here. It's just hard to pick and choose which one I want to do next. But this is definitely a great little game, too. Very, very fun. Okay. Will this fit in there? Yes, it will. Home Alone, the game. I just recently picked this one up, and it was one of those lots. And, here's the board game. And you can tell where this came from. Good old Goodwill, apparently. They love to tape their games. Ugh. But anyway, there's the board game. You see the Wet Bandits right there. They're up to no good as usual. But yes, so we got Home Alone, the game. This is the first one. I know they have Home Alone 2 as well. Uno Wild Tiles. I actually saw this on Norm's channel, the Board Game Museum. And yeah, I like how this is played. I watched him. I think he has him and his wife play a game too. So he actually has a video showing how to play it. And he also has one with him and his wife playing. So pretty cool little game. Plays just like Uno, but you put these little chips on the board. And you have your number. You have numbers on there and little wild chips and all that good stuff. So it looks like a pretty cool little game. So I have not done an episode yet. Eventually. This will be a Tennessee episode. Now, next we've got the good old oh boy, I didn't realize somebody scribbled all over the guy. Go for Broke. Yes, this is a game that a lot of people know about. The game of Spend a Million. So this is, oh, there's no picture on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there as well. No episode on that yet. All right, let's go to Outrage. Steal the Crown Jewels. I remember I saw this game when my wife and I got married in 2019. September 2019, and then a week later, beginning of October, we flew out to England. We're out there for 10 days. And we saw this game. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a great board game. This is really cool, you know. But it was so expensive there. I was shocked. And I'm like, man, because we had just seen the Crown Jewels. We actually went into the Tower of London and checked out the Crown Jewels. And here is what the board looks like. And let's just get the glare out of there. Yeah, very cool. You got the Raven cards. You got the Crown Jewel cards. You got all sorts of cool little things. And the Crown Jewels in here are really, really cool looking. But I didn't buy it when I was out there. I got so lucky. There was a guy right here in Orange County that put up for sale, I believe it was Facebook Marketplace. And I saw it. I'm like, I cannot believe someone's actually has this game. And I asked him, is it complete? He goes, yes. I bought it. I brought it back from England. I'm like, oh my gosh, you actually bought this thing? I go, I was just out there and I remember seeing it, but man, it was pricey. He sold it to me for $10. And it's complete. Great condition. I don't think he ever played it. So, yeah, Outrage. Steal the Crown Jewel. So I will definitely be doing an episode on this. Because this is all the way in the bottom corner over here. That's probably why I didn't get to it. Otherwise, I probably would have got to it sooner. But I had games stacked in front of it. So hopefully it will not have the problem like going to Tennessee. Hopefully it won't be blocking anything. I'll be able to see everything. But anyway, this is Outrage. It is a Steal the Crown Jewels board game. Straight from England. Okay. Let's do this one over here. Let's do Rummikub. This is just pretty much just rummy. This is one with the tiles, and here's what the tiles look like here. You can pretty much find this anywhere. This is very, very easy to find in any thrift store. I got lucky because this one was actually sealed. So I played Rummy years ago. It's a pretty cool, fun game to play if you haven't done it. Obviously, I haven't opened it yet, so I haven't done an episode on that one yet. So I'm getting the ones down here that have been kind of buried back here. So it's kind of nice to see these. I haven't seen these in a while. Let's see if this will fit. Yes, this does. We got Planes. Planes is a game here where you're trying to get all your passengers on the plane. And it's from AEG Games. Here is what the board looks like. You see the terminal right there. You got your player boards over here. And yeah, you're just trying to get your people, rushing your people around to that right airport that you're trying to get, or the right airplane that you're trying to get to. And anyhow, that is Planes by AEG Games. I have not done an episode yet on that one. There's a lot of these I'm finding out in the back here. I haven't done an episode. That's okay. It's something to look forward to when I get to Tennessee. Okay. What next? Let's see. What else can we put in here that will fit? Does this fit in here? Yes, it will. This is the Caucus, the game for president. So this is another one of those games you're trying to become president. And yeah, very interesting cover. Not much to it. Just the gold seal. That is it. And there's no picture on the back. This was part of a guy that in his garage. He had a handful of games. And I thought this was I'm like, oh, that's different. Opened it up. I'm like, okay. Sold. He sold to me like $2 or $3. So he goes to Savers as well. I found out he goes the one in Lomita in LA County. That's one of the 4 I go to. And I think he has a I can't remember if he has a niece or nephew or son or someone works there. I'm like, oh, you got a hookup at Savers? So I'm like, no wonder why sometimes I can't find jack squat there anymore. And he just buys them and he puts them in his garage and he puts them on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, sells them for a couple bucks more. But he was actually pretty cool with me. He some of the things I saw the stickers on there and he sold to me for less than that price. So I think he liked me. I think I just gotta kill people with kindness. That's all you gotta do. Okay, not that I was trying to chip him or anything. I mean, he's dead it himself. So okay, let's see what we got here. Let's go with Black Spy. This was like a very, very interesting game. I know I purchased this probably a few months ago. It is for the sneaky players, yes. It's an intriguing card game for the whole family. The object is to be the player with the lowest score when one player goes out by getting 200 points. So this looks like a pretty cool little game. I have not played this. If any of you have played this and like it or not like it, let me know, because this kind of intrigued me. So I kind of found it buried back here. So I hope I don't have that problem when I move, because I really be able to find these games when I'm looking. Okay, Black Spy. Let's see what we got here. We have got, let's go to this one here. All right, next one's going to be Linko. This is the fun goes round and round. In this game, you have these almost like dominoes, and what you're doing is you're trying to match the number that's on either one of these sides of the dominoes. And then you score the points that go around that. So it's makers from Sequence. So the people that made Sequence made this game too. And here is the board. That's the way it looks. You have all the different colors, and you see all the different colors of the numbers. And so then some of these are worth double the points when you meet up at a certain area. Very cool little game. I have not done an episode on this yet, but very, very soon. Linko. Then you got Jaws, the board game, Ravensburger. I don't know if this needs any introduction, but this was actually brand new, and I found this. I believe I found this at Goodwill, I believe. And yeah, it was. I can't remember how much. I was actually a good boy and took the price tag off. You can tell I took the price tag off. Oh, it looks like it was $18. I probably got it for half. I love when they write on boxes. Goodwill, stop doing that. Stop taping boxes. Stop putting your Sharpie and writing down the price on there. Goodwill, Goodwill, Goodwill. Anyway, so we're going to put Jaws right there. Do what Savers does. Use a rubber band. They use rubber bands for everything. At least my Savers out here do. Every single one of them. I never see anything taped there. They put a rubber band around it. That's all you need to do. You ruin the games that way. Not that anyone from Goodwill's watching. But, you know, I needed to get that off my chest. Because every time I go to Goodwill, I see them. Like that, there was that Alfred Hitchcock game, Why? They taped, I'm like, why? You know, that's what I was saying. Why? Just like the game. And so I had to get something to cut it, and it was missing some of the pieces in there. I probably should have got it anyway. But I went back later, and it was gone. So I'm like, oh, man. I just hate when they ruin the boxes like that. It's like, don't do that. The thing's like 40 years old, 50 years old, and you're doing that crap. Urgh. Here is Nowhere to Go. You trap your opponent in this strategy for 2. In this game, what you're doing is you're going around different spaces on the board, and what you're pretty much trying to do is trap your opponent. So every time you land in a spot, you're going to put a little blockade in one of these walkways. And eventually, you're going to trap your opponent in there, but be careful because you can trap yourself. So this is a Nowhere to Go. A little cool little game. Who made this? This is Educational Insights is the name of the company. But there you go. Nowhere to Go. Pretty cool little game. And let me see. I don't know if I can fit a little small game in there somewhere. You know what? Actually, got a couple card games up here. I can throw these in there. I got room for a couple little small items here. Here we go. This is the USA 1910. This is the one of the expansions for the Ticket to Ride game. And go ahead and throw that in there. This is just all this really is just has different destinations or cards. So this is a 1910. I'm going to slide that right in there. And E.T., the card game. This was a little kind of cheesy though. I have not done an episode on this. I remember I had this when I was a kid as well. And I think I found this. I think it was one of those lots again. I find a lot of people that have lots and they don't want to break them up. You know, well, can I have this, this, and this? Well, I want to sell the whole thing. God, it's like but anyway, so we got E.T. the card game, and haven't done an episode on this yet, but pretty soon. I will get to these, I promise. Okay, I don't think I have too many card games left because I think I put a lot of those in earlier games. I think we're pretty much set on this one. So yeah, so you got to see 3 more boxes boxed up, and still feels like I haven't done much. Jeez Louise. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll have another boxing probably later today. I'm going to go ahead and box up a couple more, and I'd be more than happy to share them with you. And that way you get to see a lot more of the collection because I do a lot of games behind the scene. I'm always going, because me being an independent contractor, at least for right now until I move, I'm driving all over the place. So I'm always, oh, there's a Goodwill. Oh, there's the Savers over here, you know. And I'm always stopping by and I'm always finding different things and collecting them and whatnot. So. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is the Board Game Man coming your way once again very soon with a couple more boxes. And until next time, everybody, happy gaming.